Well, hello, studio audience. Yes, we are here at Glasgow Central, and this is our charge for today. We'll be taking this 153 up to Neilston with a on a VIU train, so a measuring train. So you can see this train in real life. Most of the seats are up, there's a generator in there, and under here there's a camera with some lighting equipment on. I don't think that's a representation of it. The modelling's not been changed on this mod except for the camera on the nose. So this camera is part of the camera equipment. Basically it films what's going on in front of the train and it gives us analysis of it records interesting things. There's a Jeff Marshall video on the subject and I'll send that to you because it is genuinely really interesting to watch. So now we're on. Shut the doors up. You can see it's just the standard TFW 153 in here. So in the cab, TPWS to normal. There we go. Oh, nice, like that. UBS. And then we'll chair down, climb in, sit in the chair. Key on. Neutral. Train shouts at us. Day headlights. And we'll ring the signal and tell them that we're ready to go. And the way we do that is we go set path for us. And we're going to set that all the way down to Neilston. No, that's not Neilston. That's Neilston. So it's quite a short little route this, and we're just going to go into the platform at Neilston. Confirm. So wait for the route to get set for us. We'll get rid of the hood because this is of course a route learning video. What would we be doing with the hood turned on in one of those? Got the road. So because we'll give a quick little awkward. Away. So give a beep beep and run away. Start speed is 15, leaving Glasgow Central. I do love Glasgow Central on the new Cathcart timetable, by the way. We'll get up to 15, I'll quickly fly around. This is a particularly long video. So we depart on a green, so you've got 158s, 314s, 385s, lots of 385s, so 380s, 385s, and of course Pendos. More 158s, 380, 380. There is a 170 somewhere in the timetable as well. That's not a platform. This used to be a platform. Probably a loco siding. But there we go. It's a cool little part of the map, this. And like I say, we're going to Neilston. It's about 10 miles total distance. But we're going through trans-suburban lines, so it's a bit of a chill one. We're in the small end of the 153, so you'll notice, I'll show you this properly at Neilston. If you look at this cab here versus this cab here, this cab is markedly smaller. Got the road. We can go up to 20 now. So basically these used to be double units like the 156, but they got cut in half. And made into single bubble cars, and obviously as part of that they had to build a new cab, so they built a cab in this end, and basically to not have to completely rebuild the train, this cab is just teeny. People make Glasgow, they do. So I know people make Glasgow. I don't know why I don't know why my Scottish accent is now an Irish accent, but I've got to say the one thing about the Ouija's, they are terrifying, but as long as you're not a dickhead, they're pretty special. We've got some scrap rail there in the forefoot. So one of the things, so I watched Jeff Marshall's video, like I say, on the VIU trains, or VIU units, and basically one of the things they can do, just the footage, is just say, find me scrap rail, and the AI will pick out the scrap rail and tell them the timestamps for where the scrap rail, and it makes it just so much easier to plan possessions. And figure out, where we need to pick scrap rail up from. Let's use a notch of power. That's 314. It probably wouldn't pick up the scrap rail on that side because that's outside of our. I presume it's told to look for rails within the 4 foot. But yeah, and we're now going up to 25. Full power. Just get a little bit of brake on. So down there, that's the West Coast Main Line, so that's the line towards Polmadie, and then south towards Carlisle. I happen to have it on good authority to 30 in this area now, because we've passed the 30 limit. I've just never see it. Yeah. Shush. So we're now going passing Pollock Shields East Station. Three one four pulling in there on the right. It is quite a nice sort of drive, this, especially on a. Obviously, we're on a unit, so we've still got that nice performance, and we're not having to think about braking and stuff as very much. But it is just nice to like sort of not be constantly going, right, where do I lay on the brakes? You know what I mean? I also love this is a route when it first came out I didn't quite get, but I think I now do. Because you've got loads of sort of options for difference and transition in what you see. Also, I picked the train noise up a bit. We go up to 40 now. And then I'm going to shut off because we need to be at 30, I believe, through the next station. Yep, 30 at the next station. So you can see the post, so I'll just step on it down. So you see the exhaust also were rerouted. They now go through the side of the train. Because obviously originally they would have been sort of in front of the second man's windscreen. Like I say, this is a free mod from the Train Sim community site. I do recommend giving it a look. A goosey gander, if you will. $35. Quite a hilly route as well, this, so you do end up sort of laying on the power a lot more than you'd expect to. It's a good opportunity for thrash merchantry. But no, I love the fact, like I said, that this is a free mod, and it just is here, you know, and that's pretty cool. You know, the only reason why we're cruising around here, the cameras run themselves as well. They know what the train's doing, where the train is, so they can record all that. It's pretty cool. So I'm just being paranoid. Crap. You didn't see that. You imagined that. It's how we make up time. A very late break. As we fly over the point work and exit Cathcart station. Ahead of us there, that 380 is coming down from Neilston. That's where we're off to. That'll be on his way to Glasgow Central. There's the 50 post, so I can rag it now. Yeah, like I said, there's basically an area under the unit now on the VIU trains that like it lights up the forefoot and it films everything. So basically, it films all your your point work. So you get really good detailed photography of that, and it basically just makes it easier to inspect it. So, you know, instead of having guys going out in a van and walking the track, it's just, you know, guys in an office looking at it, and that's obviously a lot safer as well, because, you know, people out on the railway get hit by trains, even if they're wearing HV and doing everything safely. Oh God. But I say it to...
I am so deeply sorry for the audio experience you've been having. I set that to be something very different. Well, our ref isn't as back if it's well. Yeah, I've had a fan going for the duration of the video because it's hot. It's too damn hot. Also, oh, nice to know if you drive up the line here, I am moving at the moment, so I've just moved a whole bunch of my stuff. I'm gonna, after I finish this video, I'll be moving a whole bunch more. Hopefully, this will be one of the last videos I film in this house, and like, my sister's the only sort of person who knows me well who's been here, like, externally from like, yeah, no, so I'm not right onto the house, it's just up in sort of sleep and exist and do in game. And she was saying it's a dump, and compared to that, the new place is so much nicer. She was home alone, so she was ringing me last night being bored, which I would have done the same thing. Apologies for that, fixed that now. So yeah, but yeah, so I guess capture the 153 really quick fast. So paranoid, really quick panic there. So you've got the speedo, main layers, break some of the pressure. So this tells me how much air we have that we can use, and this tells me how much brake is applied. Customer radio, sander, gives you all or nothing. So basically, if you end up in a slide, you just need to send it, it dumps everything. GSMR handset, internal call handset, fan. Turn that on for a bit of immersion. TPWS, destination, former destination board. Clipboard light, window. Westcote 3-step brake, reverser. Fan. Speed control, which I've turned up now. Cooling. Cab light, engine panel. Screen heat, fire, got a couple on, couple of switches, DRA. What else we've got in here? Light repeater, light controls, horn. AWS. Default lights, engine start stop, cab light, wipers, brakes. Bit of flange kicking on there. But we'll just turn that off because it's just a bit excessive, really. And then over there, obviously, you've got the isolations, seat pulls down, brake is back face. You saw me cutting the safety systems when I came into the cab. And can shut the window as well if we want to get some quiet in the cab. Don't know what happened then. That was weird. Don't know if you could probably even get that. I probably got that. There's a bit of distortion on the audio, which I now know not to be from a thing I was watching. My headset cable's dying, which is to be expected. Really, I bully my cables quite badly. Just naming 50 come up the incline. Interesting little sort of window in the railway there. I didn't notice that on my first drive up. It is a 55 PS, I'll leave it thrashing. Away. This is really like, yeah, so you can see this is what we've come all the way sort of from there, down, around, now we're here. So not about that far to go. We could probably do like a little part 2 and go all the way back out there, but it's just a short little video today. Just to show where we can, sort of what we can do with it, I guess. So that is our warning. That's about 2 miles to go. I'm actually going to take the drive out and coast from here. Because that means we haven't got the pathing into the head shunt. So we might as well just go. Well, I've put Mark just to stop in the station, haven't I? I should stop on it, and I can see the station platform where I won't be stopping, so... Should bring it down at 25, and then post. There's a 380 in the platform. So when I'm going into that platform, I'm going to the other side. There we go. Now that is a red asterisk, no matter how much I climb it isn't. So I crawl all the way up to that stop marker. And there we go. So we'll put it at the head shunt when we get the road set and then reverse. And head back out. But there you go. That service complete. So I'm going to just secure the train, try to reverse, so full brakes. DRS set. I'm not changing ends, but I'm just gonna. You can see, yeah, the train's definitely been changed around. That must be where the exhaust rates through there. Yeah, because that's all too thin. Anyway, we'll quickly step outside for a moment and just enjoy the fresh air. And then when we get the road, we'll proceed at the head shunt. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. This mod's pretty spectacular. My driving, I know, wasn't. But I will link to the mod in the description box down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.